What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. It is time now for the Sunday Wastewater Update for Sunday, August 27th, 2023. That's right. This is the last Sunday in August. Next weekend will be September. We'll be at Labor Day weekend, and you know what that means. We've done this several times before in the past. That means we will probably be taking a look at the local prevalence in particularly holiday weekend hotspots in places where people may travel. And we'll be doing that later this week. We'll have a video out for that because it's very important. People need to know what the risks are in places that you may be going, or maybe you're not traveling because, as we all know, COVID is up. But let's take a look at wastewater, because there is a little bit of encouraging data here on BioBot Analytics. Take a look at this. The Midwest at this time region is dropping. The South is dropping a little bit. The Northeast is trying to level off. It's still rising a little bit, and the West Coast is still rising, just not as fast. Then when we come down here and take a look at a variance in wastewater, EG.5 is at 11.8%. Alrighty, let's go over to the CDC page, because we are going to do things a little bit differently today. We're trying this in a different browser today, and the reason why we're doing that is because I also want to incorporate this website in as well, Wastewater Scan. And as you know, if you've watched my pandemic updates, sometimes the Wastewater Scan site for me, for whatever reason, will run slow, which is really strange because I have a high-power computer. Anywho, taking a look here at the CDC website, and you're seeing here is something that's been increasing throughout the weeks as we do these updates. You see more and more orange and red on the map. That's not a good thing. We don't want to see that. White, that's new sites. Dark blue, that's 0 to 19% COVID detected. There's 160 of them, and I forgot to mention the new sites, there's 95 of them. And sometimes, and someone brought this to my attention recently, sometimes a site that's been around for a while, that's been reporting data, all suddenly goes back to white. I don't know why that happens. Lighter blue, 20 to 39% COVID detected. That's at 449. Then you come down here to really light blue, which is 40 to 59%. That's 358 sites. Then the orange. We don't like orange. 60 to 79% COVID detected. That's now at 253 sites. And 80 to 100% COVID detected. We really don't like that either. It's at 70 sites. So yeah, that's really high. The moderate to high sites, yeah, they dominate at this time. We'll start off. Let's start off in the south and just work our way around. Let's do it a little bit differently, shall we? And starting off here, we'll come right down here to this red site that's in the Miami area. Miami-Dade. This is in Florida. 920,528 population. And at this time, this site's not updating all that frequently. It looks like it rose and then it flattened out. Guess what? We can go over to the Wastewater Scan site, and we'll take a look at Miami this way. And here's the southern Miami site. You can see 920,528 population. COVID, the overall trajectory was up. It has now been starting to drop a little bit. You can see it had a big bump up in the middle of August. Then it's since dropped back down. Now, on the recent update, it went up a little bit. Some influenza was detected. RSV, look at this. RSV is starting to rise. That's not good. HMPV, not an issue now. It was earlier in the month. Mpox, no issues. And norovirus, no issues at this time. Let's do another Miami site. Let's come up here to the northern side of Miami. COVID here, overall trajectory is now dropping. Influenza, not an issue. RSV has gone back to 0 after being an issue for most of August at low levels. HMPV, not an issue. It's back to 0 now. Mpox, not an issue. And norovirus is dropping at this time. Going forward with the wastewater updates as we head into the fall and winter, we are going to use this wastewater scan site more within it because we want to track other viruses as well, simply because of the fact that hey, cold and flu season is coming on top of COVID pretty soon. And we're already seeing evidence that it's starting up in the south because the CDC update now does show a rise in prevalence of flu in some southern states. Orange County, Florida, 50,000 population. You can see this doesn't update all that often. Hillsborough, Florida, 180,000 population, doesn't update that often. In Pinellas County, this is all near Tampa, 103,000 population. Wow, rapidly starting to rise. But again, these three sites I just showed are in the red. How about in Georgia? What's going on there? Doherty, Georgia. And you're seeing here it was dropping. Now it's going like right back up again. That's not good to see. I see a red site over in Fulton County, Atlanta, 294,000 population. Doesn't update that often. Let's go back to the wastewater scan site again. I don't know if we can get that site or not. I hope we can. Okay, yes, we can get a few. Doesn't have to be the exact same ones. This will give us a good, let's look at Clayton. This will give us a good idea of what's going on. 294,000 population, and the overall trajectory is up, and, well, now it's rapidly going up. No influenza yet, no RSV yet, no HMPV yet, Mpox, not an issue, and norovirus is, it's there, but it's dropping at this time. All right, taking a look at Alabama. Wow, we see a lot of red here. Alabama, and these sites don't always update all that frequently, but look at this one. Just straight up when it did update. That's not good. Jefferson County, that's near Birmingham area. And yeah, Alabama, wow, Marshall, smaller site, but again, it's straight up. So Alabama is concerning at this time. How about in the Carolinas? What's going on there? Charleston is going vertical. It's up, and it's already in the red. It's already high. That's not good. Let's go a little bit further north. Georgetown. Yeah, that's smaller population, but that's going up fast. And look at all these different areas that are going up, the red ones. We're just randomly going through. That was the Charleston area. Now let's go closer to Greensboro. Yeah, wow. Now I can show you some sites that are not red. But guess what? They may head towards red soon, because look at this one. It's going up. How about Raleigh-Durham area? Seems to me as if there's more sites here. God bless North Carolina for having so many sites. Yep, we're just randomly clicking here. Up, 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 up. Virginia, I suspect we're going to see the same thing. Wow, look at this one. Literally, straight upward. Let's go up closer to the DC area. Can we see? Yes, we can. We can see two DC sites. District of Columbia, this is a really small site for DC. It's in the orange. It is straight up. How about this one right here? Here you go, 1.6 million. It's still in the blue, but if it stays at this rate, you would think it probably goes orange relatively soon. Taking a look at Alexandria City, Fairfax, it's in the red, and wow, upward. A lot of these red sites are just not doing well. Here's one, though. Some good news. Gotta get some good news in here somewhere. Arlington is dropping at this time. How about we come up here to Delaware, Sussex County, Delaware, 75,000 population, dropping. Here's another one, Kent County. That's continuing to rise. Here's Sussex again, continuing to drop. This one's orange, dropping. This one's still rising. Only 4,300 population. I suspect, and maybe I won't be right here, maybe I will be. I suspect what we're going to see happen here is next weekend's Labor Day weekend. We'll probably see another boost in infections at the shore points. After that, a lot of kids are back in school. I suspect all this transmission we're seeing at the shore areas will transition back to where everybody comes from that vacations at the shore areas. And maybe rates will start dropping. I know you still get the older crowd at the beaches in September, but you're not getting all the kids. The kids will be back in school, so we'll have to see. Maybe these shore locations will continue, or maybe they won't. Check this out. Ho, ho, ho. Hello. We finally have a southern New Jersey wastewater site. Well, southern shore point. Atlantic County, hey, I'll take it. Atlantic County, they just came on recently. 12,000 population. Not that big of a population. We know there's hundreds of thousands of people at the Jersey Shore. No, millions of people at the Jersey Shore in the summertime. It's at low to moderate. It's like in moderate category, we'll say. But it is dropping at this time, so that is very good to see. Wow, fantastic. Finally, a New Jersey shore point. And here's Burlington County, New Jersey. Ooh, this is not good. 19,980 population. It's in the orange and it continues to go up. You can see the Philadelphia sites are not listed here yet. Here's one in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Then we come up here to Chester County, Pennsylvania. This one's in the red, but it is dropping. And yes, a lot of Montgomery County sites are in the moderate category at this time. Back to New Jersey for a second. Monmouth County, it did update this week. Yikes. And it's starting to go straight up. That's not good. It's already in the orange. Could definitely head towards the red pretty soon. And a lot of these North Jersey sites do not update all that frequently. We could show you them on Wastewater Scan. I don't think we need to at this time. Here's Monroe County, Pennsylvania. It's in the moderate range, the orange, moderate to high. And wow, it's continuing to go straight up. Ever since they had that NASCAR race, or just before that time, it's just been going straight up. And here's what's super concerning about Monroe County, Pennsylvania. That is where a lot of mountain houses are that are not connected to sewer systems. So because of that, it's already going up this much, and it's not. And there's a lot of private wastewater. Yeah, that's not good. That means it's really rising in the Poconos. Here's another Monroe County. Wow, 4,000 population. Rocket ship, straight up. That's not good to see. Let's take a look at the rest of Pennsylvania. And Center County. Wow, this is Penn State University, my friends. And that is continuing to rise relatively quick. And here's another Center County. This one's smaller. The other one was 90,000 population. This one's only 12,000 population. And it's flat at this time. Let's briefly take a look at Allegheny County, 41,000 population. And it is rapidly rising at this time. That's not good. That's Pittsburgh. Nassau County, going straight up. We're just going to quickly go through Long Island. Yeah, Long Island's not doing all that well. And we will quickly go through New York City. There's Bronx dropping. Here's another Bronx dropping. Here's New York, that's close to Manhattan, that's rising. It's another rising. Queens, this one was dropping a little bit, now it's rising again. Yeah. Here's the Kings, that's dropping. 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 Rising. Dropping. Rising. Staten Island North, dropping. Staten Island Southern location, dropping as well. So a fairly good mixture, and I didn't do the math here, but looks to me as if there are more dropping now. Hey, maybe a sign that New York will peak with this wave pretty soon. I don't know how long it would last. Back to school's coming soon, but that is some encouraging data right here. We're seeing some sites that are dropping. Albany, and that goes for New York City. Let's take a look at the rest of New York State. Albany, continuing to rise. Saratoga, wow, Saratoga dropped a little bit. Let's go to the western portions of the state. Ooh, I'm seeing some red. Don't like this. Niagara is red and starting to rise again. Then we come out to here, another Niagara, orange and rising. Here's another Erie County. That one's rising. And I'm seeing red in Vermont now. What's going on in Chitterton? Chitterton, 16,000 population. Doesn't update frequently enough, but it is in the red. Then we come over here to Grafton, New Hampshire, and that is 11,000 population, and it is red, and it is continuing to rise. We do have some reds up in Maine, and some oranges as well. There's another red here, believe it or not, right here. Let's take a look at this site. Ooh, this is super concerning. This is Cumberland County. This is at 15,000 population, and rising. Wow, I'll tell you what, if that was red 2 months ago, those who have been following my channel, I went to my relative's summer place up there. If that was red prior to me going, I wouldn't have gone. So, wow, that just shows you how much it's gone up there. I'm glad I went early. Taking a look down here in, let's see, where are we at here? New Hampshire, Rockingham, 3,500 population, and it is rising. Now let's move over to the Wastewater Scan site again, because this is the best way to look at the Boston. That Boston CDC site, for whatever reason, doesn't update enough. Maybe it did this week, but usually it does not. And Boston, the overall trajectory since about July 12th has been upward. It has now leveled off a little bit, so this is good. Influenza, not an issue yet. RSV, believe it or not, was a small issue to start the summer. Now it's not. HMPV, not an issue now. There was some issues earlier on. Mpox, not detected. And norovirus is dropping at this time. Let's take a look at Worcester, Massachusetts. And in Worcester, actually, Millbury, Massachusetts. But I think this is Worcester County. It says here Worcester County. 250,000 population. And the overall trajectory, despite that it went down on the recent update, is upward for coronavirus. Influenza, not detected. RSV, HMPV, Mpox, not an issue. Norovirus, it is there in low levels. Moving back to the CDC website, let's also take a look here at Providence, Rhode Island. At this time, it is dropping ever so slightly. Now let's take a look at Connecticut, and we can see here Fairfield is continuing to rise, 75,000 population. Here's another Fairfield, 45,878 population. That's continuing to rise as well. Some sites are dropping now. Here's Hartford, that is dropping, that is low to moderate, and this is in the second shade of low at New London, and it's continuing to rise with 22,000 population. Alright, let's make our way west now. How about we take a look, come on, how about we take a look at Ohio, and let's see what's going on there. In Ohio, closer to Cleveland, yes, we are still seeing rises. I just showed you one site that was rising. You can see right here. But the other two, look at this, dropping. Lake County, that's dropping. That's good to see, but it's a general mixture in Ohio. I mean, some sites are dropping. There are some sites that are also still rising. You can see here, here's one that's still rising. We come down to Franklin, and again, like I said, it's a mixture. I just showed you a whole bunch that are dropping. Here's one that's rising, and this is actually rapidly rising. This is Columbus. Columbus is still going straight upward. Then we come closer here to the Cincinnati area, and yes, some of these sites, they are still rising at this time. Here's another one. There's another one. I want to show you Hamilton County. Oh, wow, here we go. This is a bigger site, and it is dropping at this time. Now let's go back south just a little bit. We want to take a look at West Virginia. We don't do West Virginia enough, and you can see here, West Virginia, that there's one site that's rising, another one that's dropping, and you can see here, it's a general mix in West Virginia. Taylor, that's slightly rising. This one, Randolph, it's starting to rise a little bit more. And let's see here. Yes, there is one more site we can look at here. Mineral. Wow, this one's rapidly going up. That one may change colors pretty soon. Now let's go to Indiana. I see red near Indianapolis, and that is straight across. Can we take a look at that on the Wastewater scan website? Not certain if we can or not. Hopefully we can see something there. Okay, so we can go up here, at least to this one. And this is 86,000 population. And you can see here, this site here is, the overall trajectory is up, despite it leveling off. You got to go by the overall trajectory, which continues to be up. Influenza, not an issue at this time. RSV is now on the rise, so we will be revisiting this site probably at some point during the week, during its next update, which you would think would be relatively soon, August 21st, then August 23rd, and you would think maybe within the next couple days it updates. HMPV, not an issue. Mpox, not detected. And look at this, norovirus. The overall trajectory was down. Now it's starting to go up again, but again, that overall trajectory was down, but that is starting to change a little bit. All right, going back to the CDC website, let's go over to Illinois now. Lawrence is rising at this time, and let's see here. Champaign is 91,000 population. That's in the orange and rising at this time. Now let's take a look at Chicago area. Dubois is dropping at this time. Another Dubois rising at this time. Taking a look here at Cook. This is a smaller site for Cook. We want to see the bigger site for Cook. There's one that's rising. And here's the big one. Wow, really starting to rise. That's not good. Lake is rising. Let's just quickly go through these. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are rising. This one's dropping. This one, wow, really starting to rise. Now let's go up to Wisconsin. We do have a red site there. Let's check that out. That is rising at this time. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yep, Winnebago. Yeah, that's rising at this time. Yeah, it's a general mixture here, as you can see. But overall, I think we're seeing more sites that are rising. Wow, this one's really rising. And now we're getting to the western portion of the state. Dunn, that's rising. How about Minnesota? What's going on there? This one is dropping at this time. It is. Is this the one that's in the orange? No, it's not. Here's the one that's in the orange. Doesn't update all that frequently. and it's flat at this time. It's in the orange. Let's put it that way. So moderate levels. We'll do another one that's in the orange. Good hue. Did I say that correctly? 16,000 population. Doesn't update that often, but it is in the orange. And we do see some orange down in Iowa. That's not good to see. And what is going on in Nebraska? Wow. Look at all this red here. Not good. Adams, straight upward. Hall was up, and now it's dropping a little bit. Buffalo's dropping a little bit. York is rising. Douglas, Spray. Look at this. Yeah, not good. Dodge. It is dropping a little bit, but we just see far too many moderate to high sites in Nebraska. Not good. Come on, Nebraska. You got to take COVID a little bit more seriously. Ridiculous how many moderate to high sites you have. Oklahoma, dropping. That's not bad at this time. Here's Missouri. And this site is rising. That's orange. Not good to see. Taney, you're rising at this time. How about Arkansas here? Washington, Arkansas, up. Up. Then we come down here to Texas. Dallas area has been on the rise. We've seen cases on the rise there. We've seen hospitalizations on the rise in Texas. You get the idea here. Texas is rising at this time. Wish I had more sites to show you in some of these rural Texas areas, but we don't. Let's come out here to Colorado. You can see Colorado here, for the most part, at this time, is not doing terrible. But Colorado cases, we know, they are rapidly rising. They saw a big increase in cases this week. And take a look at this site. It's smaller, Summit, but it is rapidly rising. How about this site right here? Alamosa. Hope I said that correctly. It is dropping at this time, but it is in the orange. Then we come over here to Utah, and we do see a site in the orange, but it's dropping at this time. Some rising here. If anyone remembers when we first did these wastewater update videos, we used to see a lot of red and orange here. I hope we don't go back to that, but look at this rising. We could go back to that. That's not good to see. Santa Barbara, California. Flat at this time, but it is in the orange. Coming down here closer to LA, here's orange. 129,000 population, and it doesn't update all that frequently. We have to go back to the wastewater scan site for California. We'll just do a couple here real quickly. Let's take a look here. Let's go to this site right in the center of LA. 3.5 million population. Overall trajectory has been up, but now it is starting to drop some. Hopefully that holds. Influenza not an issue. RSV currently not an issue. HMPV currently not an issue. No Mpox detected, and norovirus is there, but it is dropping at this time. Now let's go up closer to the Bay Area. We'll just take a look here. Do I need to even click on these sites? There is far too many orange and red sites. And look at this. You saw one that's going up. There's one that doesn't update frequently. They all update more frequently on the wastewater scan site. I promise I will include some of them during the wastewater update this week. Or excuse me, during the pandemic updates this week, not wastewater update. We're doing that right now. Taking a look here at Lane County. Lane County continues to go upward. And that's in Oregon. Now coming up to Washington. You can see Washington here. 24,000 population. It's continuing to rise. It may be leveling off now, but overall it's been a long-term, quick rise. Taking a look at this county, it continues to go upward. Here's another one that just started going up again. So not good to see that we do have some rising sites now in Washington State. Spokane, Washington. 120,000 population, and yeah, unfortunately that is quickly going up. Taking a look at Idaho. See, Idaho here, there's not much I can say about Idaho because look at all these gray sites. Ada, 108,000 population, doesn't update that frequently. Here's another one that updates a little bit more frequently. Here's one that doesn't. And how about this one? Wow, 120,000 population. And this one is going upward. So I suspect there is some moderate transmission in that area. Lewis and Clark, Montana. 37,125 population. And it is rising at this time. Alrighty, folks. I know we didn't get every state. I know we missed a couple areas. We didn't do Tennessee, did we? No, Tennessee's more populated too. How about, real quickly, take a look at a couple Tennessee sites. Chester, dropping. Summer at this time, ooh, rising. That's not good to see. Davison, this is closer to Nashville, I believe, correct? 600,000 population and dropping at this time. Here's another one, 600,000 population and dropping at this time. That is good to see. Actually surprises me to see that area dropping. Alrighty, folks, that does it for this week's wastewater update. We'll have another wastewater update next Sunday, and we'll have the next pandemic update. I think it's going to be tomorrow. At this point, I don't think we're going to do one this afternoon. We have to do some content for our weather channel. If you haven't heard, there's a tropical threat in the Gulf. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you know anyone that needs to see this content, by all means, share this with them. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you all again next time. Until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone.